everybody, welcome back. You are watching Philosophy with Kerry. Today I will discuss one of Earth's biggest mysteries, geoglyphs. Many ancient geoglyphs are being discovered all around the world. They are gigantic structures etched into the Earth's surface, and they are completely mysterious as we have no idea how they came to be. In the Peruvian desert, more than 143 geoglyphs have been discovered. They are mostly common knowledge, known as the Nazca lines of Peru. Some of these formations are ancient, dating back to as early as 100 BC, over 2,000 years old. It's a curiosity that we don't have any mention of these lines being created, considering we have mention of the Nazca people who populated the land during the time of their creation. The Nazca people were very spiritual, with local shamans and interdimensional knowledge. Their way and style of living followed the Paracas culture before them, and this culture mimicked much of the ancient Egyptians and their traditional Egyptian rituals from the Egyptian Book of the Dead, including mummification and temples for rituals. The Paracas culture's noble people were believed to have elongated skulls, as some of the elongated skulls that have been discovered share their particular DNA, which in the case of elongated skulls is typically Denisovan, a newly discovered said to be species of humankind that populated Asia at least 80,000 years ago. Denisovans were skilled beings, not the cavemen that we depict them to be. We now believe that they had knowledge of crossing oceans, craftsmanship of even jewelry, and creating spears using obsidian, and much more. They had different DNA to modern humans, but were said to look like humans, although slightly primitive, but definitely not apes. So as we can tell, the knowledge of the Nazca people was probably much more extensive also, and much deeper than we know, or can even understand. We are aware that they were artists and mystics, but perhaps they were much more also. Although we know they were very smart, we have no records of their participation in the creation of the geoglyphs in Peru. And the geoglyphs' creation would have taken at least decades, if not more, with their limited resources to equipment and tools. And quality historical documentation began at least 3,000 to 5,000 years ago, and only a slim amount went unrecorded during these times closer to AD. So far discovered in Peru, the largest group of geoglyphs is 400 meters long. The largest singular geoglyph in Peru is around 300 feet long. The carvings discovered in Peru stretch over an area of 173 square miles of land, and they are still being discovered. It's obvious to everyone that the geoglyphs were not meant to be discovered from land. They were clearly meant to be discovered from above. If not, they would not have been able to know if their work was a success, or where to craft, and the whole situation would have been meaningless and relatively impossible. So either they were made from above, or to be viewed from above, or both. Although to our knowledge this is also impossible. The first air travel was not until the invention of hot air balloons, which was in 1783. We tend to ask the question, why are they there? And although nobody knows the answer to that question, I will illuminate the fact that the Nazca people worshipped divine earth beings, holding high worship to beings such as the spotted cat, nature, the killer whale, and the serpent, as well as divine humans. And these are all represented in the main geoglyphs. The geoglyphs are found from Nazca to Pisco. There is also a group of lesser known glyphs that are a separate design to the most popular geoglyphs, often referred to as estrelas or mandalas. These are mostly connected by perfectly straight lines and scattered in particular places. The construction of these patterns to me resembles the way that particles react to frequencies. If that were the case, that could mean that this is some kind of earth energy outlet. And if you watch my video on ley lines, that explains to date the knowledge of the Earth's energy. Or mysterious energy, anyway. For a very long time, the Nazca lines went unnoticed due to their enormous size, and of course the ability to only really see them from above. Curiously, the higher you get, the clearer some seem to be. That is until 1927, when they were discovered by the Peruvian archaeologist Toribio Mejia Giuseppe. In 1939, Paul Kosok was the first man to hire a plane to take pictures of the geoglyphs for the public. And he went on to hire Maria Richet as an interpreter, a German woman who was so fascinated by the geoglyphs in Peru that she left Germany and moved to Peru to continue her research. She stayed among them the rest of her life and fought for their protection. Her studies are said to be the most extensive and trusted. So clearly we would think that the Peruvian desert is the go-to place for strange geoglyphs. But not necessarily. They are being found worldwide. England is renowned for amazing mysterious geoglyphs, such as the Uffington White Horse in Oxfordshire, England, dated back to 100 BC also. This is 105.5 meters. The Cernobus, the Rudman of Cerne, dated to at least 183 AD. The Long Man of Wilmington, speculated to be from as early as 2000 BC, although the original date is very uncertain. Some believe this is a representation of the harnessing of the energy of the ley lines, as they have been discovered in this general area. Over 5,000 geoglyphs have been discovered in a desert in Chile. They are being found everywhere, as if somebody is using the earth as a sketchpad. It's like an explosion of Egyptian hieroglyphs onto the Earth's crust. One of the most recently discovered and said to be most recently created geoglyphs has turned up in the South Australian outback. Curiously, this was formed without the many eyes of today's world noticing. The outback of South Australia is home to a geoglyph of an Aboriginal warrior, or spiritual man, and we are baffled as to how this happened without anybody's knowledge. With no knowledge of how it came to be, it is a mystery like crop circles that just get imprinted overnight. So how did our satellites miss its creation? It was discovered on the 26th of June in 1998 and is said to be mere decades old, but just appeared without any witnesses. This geoglyph has been given the name the Maori Man. So how are gigantic sculptures appearing on the Earth's surface? Were they made for their gods to view? Were they made for aliens to view? Will we ever know? The earth is full of mystery, and we are still figuring it all out. So stay curious. Thanks so much for watching. See you in the next video.